So like half the planet, last year I went to Iceland. Who here has been to Iceland? Yeah, there's a few of you. Cheap plane ticket. It's kind of on a whim, but I got a deal. And I thought, I want to go to Iceland because I love a thermal bath, like hot springs. Like I've been to them in Wyoming and England and just anywhere there's a hot bath, I want to sit in it. So the first day, I love them. I'm like, actually, if I were to be an animal, I would like to be a macaque because they sit in the thermal pools in Japan and eat yams all day. That is like my dream. So the day we get into Iceland, I get into Reykjavik and it's pouring rain and we do this like 2-hour walking tour in the pouring rain, which was fine because we had like all our outdoorsy clothes and stuff. But that afternoon I was like, I want to go to the swimming pool in Reykjavik, which is their largest public pool, and it also has like some thermal baths because everything in Iceland has thermal baths. So this one isn't like fancy like Blue Lagoon. It's just like a public place. It costs a few dollars. And you go in, and before you even go into the locker room area, everybody's shoes are just lined up on racks outside because it's Iceland and you can just leave your shoes out and nobody will take them. So I followed the queue and left my shoes. Also, there's a big sign in like 6 different languages that is like no shoes in the locker room. So I left my shoes out there. And then I walk into like this room full of naked Icelanders. And I was like, okay, this is an experience. And so they are aware that this is like a different cultural experience for people. So they have these big signs on the walls that tell you that you must take a shower before you get in the pools because they don't like have a lot of chlorine in them or anything. So they want to make sure you're all clean and that you have to then, but you have to be dry before you go into the locker room. So it was like a whole math problem. Like I just stood there for a while. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my clothes off here, then I'm gonna go to the shower, but if I come back, then I would have to get dry again, so I'm just gonna take my towel. So I figured out my process. And so I leave all my clothes in the locker room, and just like kind of stroll through naked. It's very weird as an American. Like you don't like a lot of times in semi-public places where you're just like completely naked. But in Iceland, I learned quickly you are always naked in the pool area. So then in the shower area, they have like very specific instructions about how you should shower with a little outline of a person and like all the highlighted areas, which are like your armpits and your head and your crotch area. And they want to make sure that and you have to use soap. They have like, use this soap that's on the wall, like the shower soap, and there is a fully clothed woman standing in the shower room making sure you do all of these things. So I'm taking a shower. I'm already like, this is just a little jet lagged. I'm in a weird country, and there's a woman just like making sure. So I'm just like, yes, washing, we're good. So, I mean, the whole thing was kind of a shock, but by the time I got back in, I realized, like, we went into the pools and it was relaxing and stuff. And I talked to my friend Jeff and I was like, did you have that whole shower thing? Did you figure that all out? And he was like, yeah, it was awesome. Because Jeff is gay and he loved it. He was like, I want more shower rooms like this. And so, I was like, it wasn't bad though. Because when I thought about it later, and I ended up going to like, I think I went to 4 more thermal pools around the country before we left. I thought like, maybe America does need more of these. Like, first of all, sitting in the pool is a very like democratic thing. Everybody was just kind of half naked and chatting and stuff. And then when you get out and you're taking the shower, you see all sorts of bodies. Like there was like an 80-year-old woman next to me, and there were like 12-year-old girls, and I think we were all on a spectrum of life about how we were gonna look at different points. And it just made you think like everybody's different and it's all okay and we're all gonna look ugly. So 12-year-old girls, you're gonna be like us one day. And I think that was one of the favorite things I learned in Iceland more than any other part of my travels. So take a thermal bath sometime.